So back to the very beginning of our course, we already go through this public static void main with string array argument. And we already go through all these first four names. Main is used to indicate the application execution entry point for this particular class. Void is main method's return type. Static means it's the one on single and on the class level, and public means outside objects can access that, including the Java virtual machine. String, however, what does this string array mean? Now that we learn array, we know this is a string array, right? What is this string array? Args, which is arguments. Where does this come from? When you run a Java program, you can receive argument from the operating system command line. For example, let me bring up a command window. So this is a window command window. Well, it's a tongue twister, window command window. If I run like in Windows it's dir, right? Then I can also like have a certain dir functions. I'm actually not quite sure. Is that, can we use a help? No. How about dir slash? Okay, so this is probably not supported in Windows dir function, but you can definitely use like cd. For example, I can have a cd spark. So here cd is a command, and the spark this spark folder is it's a command's argument. I can also use, if I use to do ever something like a copy or move. Move apparently is a Unix command, not Windows, but I'm just showing this. I'm moving the sound folder to sound 123. Then move will be one command, and the sound will be the first command argument, and sound 123 will be the second command argument. So this is where you receive these arguments. In that case, particular case, sound will be args0, and the sound 123 will be args1. The main method receives the string array as a parameter. This array is passing to the args parameter array. It comes from the operating system command line. So for example, if you run something like Java command line, how does this work? Then argument 1, 2, 3 is assigned. How does this work? And example I will show you the example later on, but it's not required the name of main parameter be args, but this is how it was originally defined in Java document, and the people tend to follow it. So you will do, let's go to the command line. Now args, first I want to show you if I change that just to argument. That will work once I change the reference. So what this code do is go through each and every element in args array and print it out. Now, when you run this code from Eclipse, of course, you do not have a console. So what do? You go to run, and there's a run configuration where you have a run configuration window. In the second tab, you will see this arguments, and that's where you can type in hello world from Java. So what do you expect? You should expect 4 arguments, right? Now we run it. Oops. I think I make a mistake somewhere that because in run configuration, I'm actually getting to the hello world instead of a command line. That's where we need to reset. So now let's reset, go to run configuration and arguments. Hello, 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 3, hello, 4. Now let's run. That's how you get the arguments. And one thing to note, then you can do the normal operation, do this argument array, and do all operations based on the input argument. One thing to note that although it's not required to have the name as args, Eclipse does accept this as default. And if you change this argument's name, you will need to reset this in Eclipse. So in general, I do not recommend you to change the name of the string, especially if you are working in Eclipse. Now let's go back to, so this is the traditional way of getting a mixed undetermined size of arguments. You will just use a string array. Then you can have a different number of arguments passed into the method. Java also create a new syntax called var arg, variable arguments, where you can use 3 dots followed by the data type to specify that this is an array. This basically is an array definition, and you use it the same way as you use in any other arrays. So here you are going to use, this is the enhanced for loop. But basically, you are getting a element from the array one at a time and calculate the total. So this is the way you use. You can also define this just as a, just as a string, just as an array. It will be the same. There's no difference in between. But in general, we are using the more advanced, the latest Java development tends to define this way.